these very, very radical ideas of, gender issues around the election. The border was a mess.
Yeah.
But he's very transparent. And I always say to everybody, he's never going to change, so get over it.
Facts.
He's now the president-elect of the United States. Get over it. And now that Trump's back in the saddle, so to speak, you've got to think about what it means to China, Iran, the whole conflict going on in Europe with Ukraine and Putin. They're scared of this guy because he's unpredictable. What I love, and listen, this is not an endorsement of Trump or against him or whatever. You need strength in leadership. You have to squeeze heads. Trudeau's the worst manager in history of Canada. I've said that countless times. Trudeau, what did you do to us? What did you do to us? The same thing in India, the same thing in China. Like, what did you do? You own this problem. You own it. It's you. It's you. You own it. You own it.
Yes.
I'm so pissed.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Right Point of View YouTube channel with your favorite host, Ashley, and we are back with another reaction. And on this one, we're actually going to switch gears a little bit. Now that Trump has won, we can pause videos on election conversation because, I mean, he won. It's all history now. And anyway, so we're going to switch gears. I am actually from Canada. I made the move to the U.S. because Canada is just trash. We have Justin Trudeau. I don't know how many of you are familiar with him, but he is a terrible, terrible CEO of Canada right now. And he, over the last pretty much decade, has just driven the country to the ground with tax and woke culture and you name it. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. But I wanted to hear from Kevin O'Leary. He's also Canadian, another guy who has plenty of investments in the U.S. and also pays attention to U.S. policy, and all of these things are very important to how he decides to invest and all of those things. So I am very interested to hear what he thinks about the Trump victory, and not just that, how he thinks it'll affect the Canadian market as a whole. So let's jump right into it. The video starts now.
Yeah, and Kevin, when you say that the Democrats owe him a big thank you, I mean, they have some serious homework and self-reflection to be doing. I mean, you said America fixed itself during this election. Can the Democratic Party fix itself?
Yes, they can. A great spatula will come from the sky, and they will scrape all of these players out of the story, and they will run a process. They'll have a convention. The Democrats were always a great centrist party, and then what happened was Biden got a mandate around the confusion of Trump's last presidency, but he decided he was FDR, and he started bringing all these crazy acts, the Inflation Reactivation Act, and then he brought, chips and science, which I hope gets just dismantled immediately. That's a waste of money, giving losers capital. All kinds of just money, free money from the government, and caused inflation. And I remember making a lot of money under Clinton. He was a great president. So they need to be a centrist party, and they will. All these very, very radical ideas of, gender issues around the election. The border was a mess. She paid the price, and I feel for her today because I've got members of my own family blaming me for this.
Blaming you, Kevin.
And I'm just
so you're up there with Elon Musk.
I spent a lot of time defending policy. I don't shill for politicians, but I shill for policy. And we have a divided family. I've got women in my family very pissed off.
And I think we can all relate to what Kevin O'Leary just said. It's very divided, even in families. I have people, even family from Canada, who won't even let me make an argument on behalf of Trump. They don't want to hear it. That Trump derangement syndrome is, in fact, a real thing. But also to what he just said about the Democratic Party, firing and cleaning up house, I honestly, unfortunately, just don't believe that they're capable of that. I think that they think if they just keep using the same strategy they've been using forever, that it will eventually just stick. Like if they just keep repeating the same lie, it eventually becomes true. If they just keep forcing you to with the they, them, he, she, and all of these things, like if they just keep pounding it away, Americans will just accept it. And I think this election has taught them, if they haven't learned it, they should have, that it's just not the case anymore. The large majority of Americans do not want all of this wokeness. They need to get away from the radical left and back somewhere with a common sense middle ground. You know what I mean? But anyway.
But she was not a good candidate because she'd never been tested. And I wish the best for her, but it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter what I think. It matters about policy, and the policy is very positive. So I'm very, very encouraged. And by the way, I'm excited about what's happening in Canada. We should talk about that too.
And if I could only be a fly on the wall at the next O'Leary Thanksgiving gathering, I'd love to be there. Mm-hmm. But let's talk a little bit more about the trifecta of Bitcoin, the dollar, and gold. We saw Bitcoin rallying new all-time highs for the cryptocurrency. We see the US dollar rallying, gold selling off immediately post-election results. It's rebounding here as we're speaking. What are these three things, Bitcoin, dollar, and gold? What's the message and the signal?
I get this question every day. Gold versus Bitcoin. There is no versus. I own them both.
So let me ask you, Kevin, the dollar rally that we're seeing, does it keep strengthening here under a Trump presidency?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it is Trump. You love him or hate him, and believe me, look, I just have to tell you, it's so interesting to hear how emotional people get about this guy.
Yeah.
But he's very transparent, and I always say to everybody, he's never going to change, so get over it. He's now the president-elect of the United States. Get over it. Focus on policy. Focus on policy.
Exactly. He said it perfectly. He's transparent. Trump tells you exactly who he is and what to expect. And quite frankly, one of the reasons why I actually think the whole world is responding positively, whether it be stocks, Bitcoin, gold, silver, real estate, you name it, the world understands that under a Trump presidency, with his knowledge and his experience and how he handles things, the economy is looking positive, people. It is looking bright. And why not just embrace change and benefit from this opportunity? Get over it. Just as he said, just get over it.
So the American dollar is the default currency. And now that Trump's back in the saddle, so to speak, you've got to think about what it means to China, Iran, the whole conflict going on in Europe with Ukraine and Putin. They're scared of this guy because he's unpredictable. That's his strength. They're scared of him.
So break it down for us, Kevin, policy-wise, China-wise. I can't tell you how many people stopped me on, I was walking outside the building today and they were like, hey, Daniela, tell us, what's this going to mean now for our packages coming from China, from Temu, from Amazon, from Shine, wherever they're ordering from? Does it mean life's about to get a lot more expensive for their goods coming from China?
There's an act floating around Congress here in Washington that is the Tariff Reciprocity Act. It basically says let's level the playing field between countries so that if there's a tariff for cars in Germany for 10%, the U.S. puts the same tariff on, which is a level playing field. And we've solved for NAFTA for Canada and Mexico and the U.S., so we don't have that issue. But for other countries, just having a reciprocal playing field is okay, except for China. I'm an advocate for turning up the heat on China to much, much hotter because they joined the WTO in 1999 and they've never played by the rules since then. And I do business there and I've been totally screwed. They don't give a damn. And so the supreme leader does not care. And there's a great situation that everybody can deal with and understand in the US here. TikTok, it's banned midnight, January 19th. It's Chinese spyware. Everybody knows that. And they're going to have to shut down the Oracle servers that evening. And I've said I'll buy it.
So TikTok. Trump says he will save TikTok, but I do agree. Is there some vulnerabilities there? Of course there is. But to his point, the world is scared of Trump. And that's what America should feel so empowered by. Being that you guys are the largest, most powerful looked at country in terms of global influence, you should never want to waver from this. You know what I mean? Like, Kamala would not have been able to have that effect. And it's okay to say, yeah, we need a woman, we need, some diversity and progress and all these things, but are people thinking about what a president's role actually is? It's not about being, politically progressive or socialism or any of that. It's about being strong. It's about being powerful. It's about being a leader. It's about being influential. It's about making the right moves, not just for Americans, primarily for Americans, but to set the stage for the world. Trump is the guy to do that. So everybody who's panicking right now should feel very good and sleep well at night, honestly.
I'll turn it into an American product. There's many others who want to do the same thing. But the Supreme Leader used the American courts to sue the American people after the American people on a bipartisan basis said, we want to shut it down. I can't do that in China. I can't sue the Supreme Leader. I can't even get property rights. I can't get IP rights. I have to pay for compliance costs on the NYSE and NASDAQ. He doesn't. Every business in China is owned by the Supreme Leader. That guy runs it all. So let's squeeze his head like a teenage pimple. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's put tariffs on of 400% and say, hey, listen, you'll lose power when everybody loses their job making yoga mats in China because we're going to charge 400% tariff on them unless you get on a plane and come to Washington and join us in this reciprocal tariff act. The Supreme Leader will be on a plane in 48 hours. He'll be sitting in front of Trump, who he's scared of big time. What I love, and listen, this is not an endorsement of Trump or against him or whatever. You need strength in leadership. You have to squeeze heads.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, Putin's sitting on the toilet right now in Moscow thinking, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that's happening. Iran, they're on hold. They're scared of this guy, and that's what we need. You have
facts. Trump says all the time, when I was president, Iran was broke. They couldn't even think about starting a war anywhere or gathering anybody. You know what I mean? Because they were broke. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know why that part is missed. We've already seen, so Putin's already called Trump. Netanyahu's already called Trump. The leader of Ukraine, whatever his damn name is, I can't think of it right now, has already called Trump. These people understand and they're getting in line. If that doesn't excite you, you need help, honestly. But I digress. Let's move on.
Have to show strength. This kumbaya crap that the last administration did, look at everybody that's died because of that. People lost their lives. You need strength. You have to scare your adversary. You have to show them the outcome, the bad outcome that can happen to them if they mess with you. That's how it works.
Well, that's definitely the message that was delivered loud and clear last night. People want someone to start standing up for America. And on that note, want to talk Canada now. We saw Prime Minister Trudeau's immediate reaction saying, don't worry.
This soy boy, who we call our Prime Minister in Canada, is an embarrassment, honestly. I've seen Kevin O'Leary rip him new ones all over the place all the time. I love it. It's just classic, okay? And he deserves every single word. He's terrible. Talk about incompetence. You guys think Kamala is bad? Honestly, I think I would take her over him any day. Canada is in trouble. Shout out Canada. We're sending troops.
Canada, everything's going to be fine for us under a Trump presidency. We're fine with a Trump victory. Kevin, what is Trudeau really up against here?
Trudeau is now a mouse in the kitchen running around. You see them just under your cabinetry. His own cabinet has a broom and they're trying to get him. They're going to get them. They're going to get that little mouse pretty soon, and it's going to be great because it's going to open up Canada to bring back to international investing. I am very excited about investing in Canada again. I haven't touched it in 8 years. Trudeau's the worst manager in history of Canada. I've said that countless times. It's the end game now. It's very important that we get rid of him soon. But I think Canada is in a great position right now because we need energy in North America, and we have it. We need data centers. Canada can lead in AI. We need to get rid of Trudeau. I thank him for his service, and it's time to move on. I mean, they're going to get the mouse, the brooms.
Period. 8 years plus. It's time to move on. Canada needs to be freed of that man's liberal, woke, corrupt leadership immediately. Canada is one of the richest places in terms of natural resources. And there's no progression. They have a population of like 40 million people right now, and they're bigger than the US. It's just not right what's happening out there, and Trudeau must go. I'm praying for you, Canada. Hopefully Trump and the new vision for Canada under Pierre Poilievre, which is the conservative leader out there who hopefully wins in the 2025 election. And I'm going to keep you guys in the loop of what's happening in Canada because it's mind-blowing.
It's going to hit them out soon. That's what's going to happen.
But the question is, Kevin, who is that leader in Canada? Does Canada even have such a candidate?
I don't care. I don't care if they put a goat in running Canada. It's better than what we got right now. I'm happy to put a goat.
That's how you know it's bad. A goat. Kevin said he'd take a goat. It's that bad. Like, actually.
In Parliament. And we just listened to that goat nay, yes or no. It's better than what we have right now. Trudeau has killed Canada. Yeah. The amount of capital that has left Canada in the last 8.5 years, the GDP per capita, the collapse of investment in Canada, it's all on him. He owns it. That guy has damaged our country in such a brutal fashion, it's going to take decades to fix it. It's so important that he get out of there. Please leave us alone.
I'm sorry, y'all, but you have to feel that conviction in his voice. Please leave us alone. Facts. Honestly, after Trump got elected, they said the top Google search in Canada was, can I move to the US? Literally, there are, myself included, I had to go. Canada is so bad. And as he said, I think it's going to take decades to recover. But hopefully we can begin the journey very soon.
Please leave, please. His own party is on their knees begging him to leave. He's got to go. We have to fix the country. Enough, please, enough. You can do something else. He's still got his passport. He can stay in Canada if he wants. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't care. He's just got to step aside. The damage, the abuse, the mismanagement, the incompetency. Please don't get me going.
Kevin, you're right. I mean, as a fellow Canadian, that's all I really want for the country is respect for Canada and strength for the nation. But just yesterday, I was speaking with someone here in New York, and they said, hey, Daniela, what's the mayor's name up there in Canada? No one knows anything about Canada. It feels like no one respects Canada anymore. I mean, that's just the vibe I'm getting.
I'm so ashamed.
They don't. They literally have no respect for him. World leaders, I'm going to try to include it in here, but there was a time he was at a summit with all the world leaders, turned to shake someone's hand.
The flag. Please look in the direction of the photographer in front of the flag. Dear sitting near Prime Minister, please look to the back in the direction of the photographers in front of the flag.
Literally snubbed him. Nobody likes that guy. There was a Germany leader who ripped him a new one during all of the COVID stuff. He handled it so poorly. Every restriction, froze people's bank accounts for protesting. That's how evil he is. And he has to go. Look how he's so passionately speaking about this. That's how all Canadians are feeling right now, with the exception of a few stupid ones.
Ashamed of what he's done to us. I went with my wife to a wedding in Cairo just months ago. They wouldn't let us in with our Canadian passports.
Wow, that's...
I mean, Trudeau, what did you do to us? What did you do to us? The same thing in India, the same thing in China. Like, what did you do? You own this problem. You own it. It's you. It's you. You own it. You own it.
Yes.
I'm so pissed. I have a Canadian passport, the most coveted passport on earth. What did he do to us? I don't even know why they're pissed at us. I have to use my Irish passport to go to a wedding, and I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that heartfelt plea, Kevin. I'm sure it resonates with many people watching right now.
It sure does. And I'm laughing because I agree so wholeheartedly with this reaction. It is so bad, and he's ruined a beautiful place. It is a beautiful place, but there is no opportunity. It is dead town. Trudeau has to go immediately.
Sorry, I just have to tell the truth sometimes.
Well, we welcome you on the show anytime. You know, as Elon Musk says, legacy media is dead.
Whatever. I just have to get it off my chest. I'm a proud Canadian. I want what's best for our country, and I want to be proud of my passport and my legacy as Canadian. By the way, I'm working to bring capital back. As soon as that guy is gone, I'm coming back.
Facts. Couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, everything he said is 100% true. Canadians are fleeing from Canada because they are being taxed into oblivion. It is illegal to read the Bible out loud in Canada. Could you imagine? And he has to go. His party needs to be completely crushed and just revamped. The Liberal Party in Canada is corrupt. And I'm saying it for any Canadians watching. It's time for change. We need to bring back growth and progression and business and independence to Canada. You can't even open a business. You can't be successful doing anything in that country in the moment. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, 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 like Kevin O'Leary said, like this video. I would appreciate the support so much. Canadians, my dear fellow Canadians, we need change in Canada, and maybe one day I'll be back. But for right now, it's a no-go for Ash, okay? But I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so, so much. You guys really keep me going. The support lately has just been astronomical, and I have you guys to thank. So, appreciate you. I will talk to you very soon. See you on the next one.